game, everyone. This is Rich Ramon, and you're listening to Still Toking With. Yeah.
Greetings, my friend. This is the brain of TV's Pinky in the Brain. Yes, and my human avatar, Maurice LaMarche.
Hi, it's Chris Poland, and you're listening to Still Toking With.
Hey, this is Eric Roland, voice of Kendo Rappa on My Hero Academia, and host of the Tough Love Podcast. You're listening to Still Toking With on the Dorkening Podcast Network.
My crew is ready to obtain the absolution, removing any doubt that we were ever fooling.
Whoa, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to another kick-ass episode of Still Toking With. Yeah, you know who I am. It's pretty simple. My name's in the corner. If you can't read, then I don't know what to tell you. It's that simple. But yeah, we have a kick-ass show for you tonight. Our co-host Jags was not able to make it due to a storm they had, so we're going to send well wishes down there to South Carolina. Hope everybody's good. But yeah, he's been very quiet. There was no voice in my head during that introduction. There was nothing. I'm actually a little fucking surprised. But
you're in a fucking padded cell, dude.
Well, yeah, it's my shit show.
Know? It's your shit show, you know?
Welcome to my shit show.
Tonight, tonight should be interesting. I mean, it's blowing like shit. It's crazy outside right now. So, my lights have been flickering. Things have been really weird. So, time will tell. We shall see.
So, does that mean I might lose you during the show and I'll have to fly solo?
Yeah, you fucking wish. And besides the fact that I'm on a brand new device, it's trying to step up the game here. I
like the background. Looks nice.
You like that?
Yeah. Our boys over at Red Coral Universe will be excited about that. Scott will call me tomorrow and go, "Hey, Jeff doesn't have all those fucking Panthers behind him anymore."
Well, I graduated. I've been for 5 years. I've been doing this show on an iPad. Believe it or not.
Right.
An iPad with the little earbud things. And it worked great. Kudos to Apple for that one, but it was just time to.
Fucking apples are only good to eat.
It worked very, very well. So we'll see how this works.
Right.
I've had the headphones for a long time. I just never used them because I couldn't use them on the iPad.
Right.
Go figure. So, but we'll see. So far, so good. I'm not blending into my background.
No, not yet.
Go like this. I look really fucking old.
You are really fucking old, but hey, we have a guest.
Oh yeah, we do.
Yeah, we don't have about me and you.
We don't have a co-host, but we do have a guest. And I'm gonna say, before I introduce this guy, you sick motherfucker. That fucking movie, man. Are you kidding me? Holy crap! Let's bring him in, Guile Branco.
Hey.
There he is.
Yeah, I'm gonna do one better, ladies. That's me. No. There he is.
Yay! I'm here. Thank you for having me, guys. I'm excited to talk about the movie and whatever you want to talk about.
Excellent. Well, let's dive right into the movie. So this was your first ever directed, written, and starred in feature film.
Yes. Okay. So I have done most of my life. I've been just only a writer and an actor. And I gotta tell you, for the last 15 years, people would ask me, "I think you're creative. Are you going to direct?" I'm like, "No, I'm not going to direct. I like writing and acting. That's it." And I was working on this film that we're going to talk about today. It's called A Halloween Feast. And I believe I've worked on this for about 15 years. And wow. I think I became too close to the material. When it came time to find a director, I didn't trust anybody else because I kind of knew what I wanted to see. And the only way I could guarantee that I would see on screen what I wrote was if I directed, because you have to respect the director. Me as an actor, if I had gotten anybody to direct my movie, I'm respecting, and I'm like, okay, it's your vision now. It's my writing, but it's your vision. The director has the vision. So I just couldn't do it. I had to direct this movie. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And you did a fantastic job with it.
Thank you. And I'm gonna say my experience as an actor was just observing the director. I never went to directing school. I never did any formal training for that. And what I did is I hired the best assistant director I could find, because I told her, don't let me fuck this up. You told me I can say fuck, so that's exactly what I told her. I said, listen, please help me out here. And I told her, tell me no if I'm doing some stupid shit, and she did. And I mean, many times during filming, she would tell me, Gil, this is not going to work. And I'm like, okay. I get a little frustrated, but we never had a fight. And I trusted her experience and her guidance when we were shooting the movie. And so I have to say that I was very humble, and I needed to accept her help. And that's the only way it worked. Trust me, you need to have a good team. And she was like the most important person in my team.
Right.
No, that's how you learn.
Yeah. She went to school. She did, the training. She the best directing school in the U.S., which is the AFI, American Film School, and I dove into directing, and it was hell of a fun. It was a lot of fun.
So my first question to you is going to be: you've acted, you've actually done plays off of Broadway. You've done music videos, which we'll get into later on. But out of everything, so the directing, the writing, and actually acting in your baby, what was which part of that was the best for you, or was it all of it?
I'm gonna say that my two biggest passions are writing and acting, and I think it's interesting because when I'm writing, I'm alone. It's me and my mind and my brain, and I need that introspection to be in my cave with. It's like I become an introvert, and that's perfect. I need that. But also, maybe as a true Gemini, I'm a Gemini, July. I don't believe this crap, but a lot of people tell me there's always a double of you or whatever. I don't fucking know. But I always say I need the performing side of me. Like I need to break out into, I love to perform, but I need both worlds. So I'm gonna say that's what I love the most. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't feel like I'll be directing a lot of stuff in the future. I want to do a little bit more, but I don't think I'll become just a director. I think I'll keep pursuing my acting. I'll keep writing, and if something feels right, and I have that passion for directing, I'll jump in again because now I have the confidence. I almost feel like you need that first time to just be like, was it crazy? No, it was fine. It was totally fine. Yeah.
Excellent.
Now, who did the special effects?
All right, so we had a team, man. We so first of all, when I wrote A Halloween Feast, I wanted to have the most fucked up thing I could have, and Jeff, because you saw the movie, it's fucked up.
Yes, I did. It is fucked up.
Yeah, because I have.
It's got a lot of twists, a lot of turns.
Yeah, it's fucked up. So I wanted to write something fucked up, and I wanted to write something that would stick in people's minds. And I am incredibly annoyed by CGI. Like, I watch films nowadays, big movies, with CGI blood, computer-generated gore effects, and it's all over the place because it's easy. Sure, you pay an artist to design that on a computer, but guess what? It always looks fake. I mean, it does. Like shit, man. Even big movies with like big actors. There's a movie about Rainfield, which is a big ass movie. I could see it was all fake blood, all CGI. I couldn't stand it. So for my movie, I wanted to actually build those sets. I bought like 12 gallons of fake blood.
Yes.
Like we had like so much fake blood that, to be honest with you, I was upset we didn't use all of it. because people kept holding me back. I'm not even kidding you. Like, people are like, "Oh, Gil, it's okay," because they know it's a low budget film. We have to pay to clean all this mess and this shit I'm making. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I want blood squirting, like The Shining, the elevator doors opening, and that kind of bullshit. That's what I wanted. So, in a way, like I said before, Genevieve, she because of her, I think I have a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
But because of her also, there's a little bit less blood than what I wanted, and the movie has a lot of blood. The way it is.
Yes.
So we hired a company called Funko Studios. They specialize in practical effects. So they build things. I mean, one of their biggest businesses are like doing miniatures for like Star Wars. They do like stuff like that. And also, I had a special effects makeup artist, Ellie Shehorn, who she designed a lot of the blood squirting. She had those machines with a pump that the blood comes out. She's also an expert like makeup artist when it comes to creating gore. She made intestines for me. Like I told her I need intestines. Do you say intestines or intestines? I don't know.
Whatever you want to say. You say
Whatever I want
however
to say.
you want.
Yeah. I said I want intestines, because my original idea for that, letting you know, I wanted to go to like a butcher shop and get the real, like, I wanted to get some guts from like real animals and put there. But then, I started to feel bad for the actors who would be swimming in that. So I felt like maybe we will just make it. And so she made intestines with gelatin and some stuff, and it was amazing. So I'm going to say that the practical effects were a combination of Allie's expertise in creating VFX, makeup, and blood effects with Funko Studios, who, for example, they did the gunshot, they did the squib. Squib is a thing that you place on the actor that you press a button and it kind of explodes, and it gives you just for the audience that doesn't know, gives you the effect of the blood. They also designed, there's a pen in the eye scene where, the actor gets an eye stuck in his head, in his eye. They designed that. So in the end, they both combined, and we were able to accomplish our effects. One of my favorite effects in the movie is the corkscrew in the top of the head, in which, by the way, the movie stars Lynn Lowry, who is a horror icon. She's been around for 40 years doing a lot of horror films. She worked with David Cronenberg back in the 70s, and that's how she got notorious. And she is now probably 70s, and she works nonstop. She's incredible.
Wow.
So she plays the psycho in my movie, the mother, who I guess has issues, and and
a couple.
a couple of issues. Yeah, in one of the scenes, she takes a corkscrew and she corkscrew inside the actress' head, and then she pulls her brains out. The brains come out. So really fun. Funko Studios did that. So
nice.
And for that, very quick, I know I'm talking a lot here, but
good.
Funko Studios, they designed full heads, 3 heads, in which we got some wigs to match the hair of the actress, and they put some goopy things in like inside the head, and they designed it practically, in which you just had to physically insert the corkscrew. So the Lynn Lowry did that, and then she had to pull it out, and the things would come out. And because it's a low-budget film,
amazing.
We had only 3 heads. And I'm going to tell you something. The only we know. The first head failed. The second head failed.
Oh, shit.
When we got to the third head, we're like, pardon my English, we're fucked. And everybody was like,
I've never had head fail.
I was like thinking, okay, I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna have to use CGI in this scene, basically, And the last head fucking worked. He came up and it worked. Everybody was just like, I think we're applauding for like, about 5 minutes. Standing ovation to the brains coming out.
So,
Wow.
for anybody that's just joining us, we're here with Guile talking about his feature film, A Halloween Feast. But if you want to know more about Guile, about the film, about Breaking Glass Pictures, who I believe helped produce the film, just check the show notes up above or down below, depending on where you're watching or listening to us, and you'll find out all you need to know. But I do have the trailer if we want to cue that up real quick so that people can kind of get an idea of how, as you guys would say, fucked this is.
Let's do it.
All right. So before I play the trailer, folks, I do want to say one thing. No fish were harmed during the filming of this. Okay? So
Yep.
I'm just going to leave that one there for you.
Right.
Here we go.
Life has been nuts lately. My mom's been so freaky.
Your mother's coming back home.
Like, for good?
Is my mom well enough to be at home?
Absolutely.
I'm aware of the fact that sometimes I act strangely.
In all my years, I've never seen a case like this.
I'm sorry that I cut your finger off.
Wow, and I thought my family was dysfunctional.
Yeah.
She's doing amazing. Her progress is great.
You have to welcome death. There's no new beginning without an ending.
You can't just go around killing people.
I'm starving.
Me and the
Dinosaur.
Boney.
His name is Boney.
Yes.
Recklessness, risk, manipulation. You two will have sex. Not yet.
Halloween is coming. I shall prepare a glorious feast.
It sounded like a chainsaw.
There's probably something wrong with the blender.
You're insane.
You are a psychotic whore!
Whoa.
You can watch it on Amazon Prime, Apple TV. You can watch for free on Tubi, Roku, and Fossum. It's in a lot of places. So also, you guys can also rent or buy on YouTube. So for the people who hate advertisements, on Tubi, it's great. Tubi is a great platform, but there's ads.
Yep.
But it's free. I think it's good that Tubi is great because it really expands the audience for a low budget film, because a lot of people don't want to pay for a low budget film. So
Right.
It's just what it is.
So, and there's other streaming platforms out there for people such as yourself with low budget films that want to run for free, that we can actually talk about afterwards, getting you potentially connected with some people. But yeah, so yeah, that was a little fucked up.
Fun times, and
It is.
it's really fun, and it keeps going. It's not only fucked up at the beginning; it gets worse. I think more fucked up towards the end. But that's the idea. I wanted to have a film that people wouldn't forget. Like they'll watch it and just be like, "Oh shit,"
Right.
Oh no, I won't forget that. I watched two movies in the last 4 days.
Okay.
I went from Terrifier 3
Oh, that's a good one.
to this one, and they were both just absolutely amazing.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, absolutely.
But what I want to say about the Halloween Feast is that there's so many twists and changes. I wasn't expecting so many things, and I'm usually pretty good about that. You know what I mean? And you did a very, very good job of changing the viewpoints and where did this come from? And then it's like, okay, what the hell's going to happen next? It was like that. That's what,
And I'm going to say something about that, Jeff. Okay, now that the movie's been out for a little bit of time, I've been seeing the reviews. And the reviews from people who understand film, the cinephiles, they're pretty favorable. People like the film because they follow the characters. Everybody knows there will be a feast in the end, but how you get there is how I want it to be interesting. And I think there's a problem nowadays. People watch TV on their phones, and they're not really paying attention to the movie. I think my movie, Halloween Feast, there's a few storylines that converge towards the end. And I think I want the audience to be able to understand that every single character, there's a way to the story, and there's a connection that happens that leads to the ending. So people who understand film, they like the film. And thank you, Jeff, for your kind words. A lot of the audience who's not paying attention, it's too complicated, or they'll say something like, I had no idea where it was going, so I turned it off. Because it's lazy. I mean, I think the audience has become lazy because of there's too much content out there, and people are generally even I'm at fault. Sometimes I watch movies, if I'm not really interested, I'm on my phone. People do that. Yeah. And then I'll miss an important twist or a reason of something happening, and then I just get frustrated. So I just ask for your audience out there, if you watch my film, pay attention, because there's a reason
you have to.
Everything happens. Yeah.
Well, you have to.
Well, if they don't pay attention, they're going to miss something.
Yeah.
Which means they're going to have to watch it again. So
good.
So don't pay attention the first time.
I mean, to me, watching a movie, I pay attention to movies. If I have to go get a snack, I pause a movie. I don't just let it run, because I don't want to, because you can miss too much. It's like reading a book. You don't go every other fucking page.
Oh,
you wouldn't know what the hell's going on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And also, I have another trivia that I can say because of the feedback, because I'm getting feedback all the time. The movie's out. Almost every week, there's some new people writing stuff about the movie. And some people say, well, there's not enough Halloween. Yeah, because Halloween is the end of the movie. You're going towards Halloween, and then Halloween is the last 30 minutes of the film. But here's the trivia. The name of the movie was not A Halloween Feast. The original title was A Prodigal Feast. So basically, we actually didn't intend this movie to be a full feature about Halloween. This is just a crazy story about family dynamics, how the theme of the movie is disassociation. These people, I mean, the mother clearly is mentally ill and unstable, but everybody seems to disassociate from that and just feel like it's going to be fine. And that's a comedy. You also can't watch the film wanting it to be realistic and rational. It's a fantasy, and that's the comedy of it, is why the family, obviously you can see that this is a crazy person. Just go with the ride and enjoy the insanity. The distributor, Breaking Glass Pictures, which are fantastic, took on our film. And they said, Guile, what do you think about changing the title? Because a lot of people don't know what prodigal means. And also prodigal, it is a word that, do you know what prodigal is? See, I'm asking you.
Actually, no, I don't.
See? Yep. There's a reference in the Bible for the prodigal son, which is the son that comes back. Which it's kind of a big spoiler that we may not say it.
Yeah, I wasn't going to bring that one up. It's not, the only other thing I was going to bring up was, I loved how you threw the BDSM in there.
Oh yeah. And another thing about the BDSM is interesting because, so first of all, we changed the title because we believe that we wanted the movie to be more commercial. Obviously, people know what Halloween is, and I'm happy with it. I'm totally happy with it. Now, the BDSM is something that's interesting because when I first wrote the movie, I didn't know anything about BDSM. Really. I just, in my mind, it was just like me and weed. Like now I smoke weed, but when I was younger, I was judgmental about people who smoke weed. I was always like, these druggies, or I would say these people who, do BDSM. But I changed. So as I got older, I realized weed is great, first of all, especially for sleep. Yeah, it's great. I mean, really, if I can't sleep, I got here. This is a nice one. Okay, right there. It's good. California, legal. I love it. Anyways, and the BDSM is. I never really got into BDSM. That's not the point. I learned more about it, and I learned that it's not wrong. It's just whatever people want to do that makes them happy. It's a way of life. It's a way of life.
Right.
If you want to do BDSM and that makes you happy, you need to do it. Don't.
All right. So did you go experience it so that you could film it properly?
Oh, a little bit. I went to a few BDSM clubs in LA, and my wife actually one time she said, "You want to me to hit you?" I'm like, "Yeah." So I bent over. She got a little belt and she beat the crap out of me. My wife. Yeah. And did I love it? No, I didn't love it very much. But I was just she did. Yeah, she did. She was like, "You what?" Yeah. And I was just like, okay, And I watched some people, engaging in stuff, and I was just like, all right, well, this is kind of cool, And so the thing actually changed my perception of the BDSM scenes in the movie. Because when I first wrote it, I viewed it as a negative thing. But then I realized that no, this is just what they want to do. And it became a way for the psychiatrist to control Angela, who is Lynn Lowry, the lead actor, her urges to kill. So basically, it kind of becomes almost something good. I mean, they're doing the BDSM so she doesn't go out and kill people. You know what I mean? And there's no judgment there. I mean, really, it's just interesting.
No, I mean, when that scene first came in, I laughed my ass off.
Oh man, another trivia. So I also didn't know how I would portray the BDSM. I knew I wanted some leather and some stuff. Our sound guy turned out to be a shibari expert. You know what that means? Okay, I'll tell you.
Shibari? No.
Yeah, shibari. He can do all the knots, the special with a rope, all the special like a BDSM rope knots, hands and feet, and he was like an expert. He was an expert in this technique, and we didn't really ask questions. We just said, "Thank you." Would you please tie up
that?
Yeah, would you please tie up our actor?
Too funny.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So, I want to get a little off subject for a minute, if we can, and we're definitely going to come back to it. But I read a lot about things that you've done in the past, and one of your first acting jobs was for a TV series in Brazil where you were born. As you portrayed a police officer on a car, and the scene was you guys were speeding through the streets of Brazil on a car, and somebody actually called the police.
Yeah. It was. This is crazy because I was probably 18 years old. I was very young, and I was trying to get acting gigs. And this is like a soap opera. I mean, we're talking about a production where you have a director, a crew, the team. This is like you're filming they have permits and everything. So I was playing a cop. I was in this fake police car, and we're just the director is like, okay, so just gonna speed from there to there. I'm like, all right. And suddenly we're surrounded by probably, I don't know, 15 police cars with AR-15s pointing at us. So somebody called the police thinking that we were criminals. And I don't know. I mean, we had fake guns. I mean, they could have shot us, and that would have been some crazy news, right? Actors die shooting a soap opera because the police thought they were real, like bank robbers or something like that.
Right.
So that was a little crazy. Yeah. I was in Sao Paulo.
And the reason I brought that up is because at the time of the filming, they had quite a few bank robberies where people were actually dressing up as police officers and robbing the fucking banks.
Dude. That's Brazil.
So he goes, that's Brazil.
That's Brazil, dude. I mean, it happens here, but Brazil was, me growing up, lots of bank robberies. My mom got robbed at gunpoint inside the bank twice. Wow. She was a hostage twice inside the bank. Yeah. And this is like in the 90s, probably. And also kidnappings. Kidnappings were very common when I was growing up in Brazil. They would just kidnap some rich people, and if they don't get paid, they would cut the ear and send the ear in the mail to the family. So that was a little scary, man. So now I think things are a little chill, more a little more.
Right.
Yeah. So
wow. But it says when you ended up leaving and moving from Brazil to the United States, you told your friends and family that you were only going to be on a couple of months.
Yeah, I lied.
I was going to say you lied. How pissed off are they?
I think my mom just told me I knew, which is an interesting answer. Because I cut ties with my family and friends almost entirely for 3.5 years, because I didn't want them to worry about me, and I didn't want to, because it was tough when I moved, to New York. I was, 20 years old. I didn't have money. I was trying to figure out. I was working as a waiter, as landscaper. I didn't want to be like, oh, Mom, I'm struggling. So I felt like it was better for me to just disappear, in a way, and maybe I would call my mom once every 3 weeks and be like, I'm okay. Everything is fine. Don't worry about me. So that was it, and when later on, when I saw my mom after 3.5 years, she said, I knew you're just going to go. But I'll tell you why she knew. First of all, she knows me. But also I visited New York when I was 18. That was my first time in New York. And I went for like an acting event, modeling event. And I stayed in Manhattan for about 3 weeks. And I was actually staying at the Hilton where the guy got killed. Same hotel. That hotel. I was staying there. And when I came back from Brazil, I told my mom, I said, I am extremely depressed because I do not want to stay here. And I just wanted to find a way. How can I move to New York City? And it took me 5 years to find a way. And eventually I connected to somebody who needed an interpreter. He was building houses in New Jersey. And he was importing marble and granite from quarries in Brazil, bringing it in containers, and he was designing this stairways and for these very expensive houses. Do you know where Little Silver, New Jersey is?
No, heard of it.
Very fancy, and John Bon Jovi, I think, lives there. So basically, he flew me to New York to be his interpreter, and that's how I came in.
Wow,
22 years ago, 21 years ago. Yeah.
So
wild.
So how mad were your parents when you dropped out of law school?
No, that was bad. No, that was much worse. That was before. Because my father was somebody who went through the whole academic process. My father was a professor with multiple PhDs. My father was one that had one of the highest positions, like in the Institute of Biology in Brazil, in the biggest university, in the University of Sao Paulo, which is huge. And for me to quit, to just drop out of university, he was pissed. And I even say, I would have moved to New York anyways, but I think there was an added element of like, I need to get out of here, because my father was putting a lot of pressure on me to go back to school. And I was just like, I don't want to go back to school. I want to move to the States and make movies. So that's the story. My dad was pissed. Yeah.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah. He I think he understood later that I was okay, because he visited me 4 years later for my first wedding. I've been married on my second marriage right now, but my first marriage, he flew from Brazil to my wedding in 2005, and he saw my life was good. So I think in his brain he was like, okay, this is not what I expected, not what I wanted, but he saw that my life was good. So
right.
Yeah.
I just had to bring that up because
you got to do what you got to do. Yeah.
We Jeff and I do a lot of research on the guests, and we try to find those things like that. Outside of just acting, like we said earlier, directing, writing, acting. You've written music videos, 2 music videos that I know of, and I actually watched both of them. I will say, well done.
Thank you.
A little mellow for my taste, but I did like the arrangement and how it was put together, and I kind of liked the whole concept and story behind it. So well done with that. But not only have you done that, you're a red belt in both Aikido and karate.
Yeah, it's been a while, but I've been out of practice.
and you were a bodybuilder.
I more of like a hobby, but I did train and compete many times. I competed in bodybuilding for, I don't know, most of my life. My last competition was 10 years ago. But yeah, I always knew I wasn't gonna succeed because it takes too much. I wasn't willing to take all the crazy drugs and stuff, and so I just did it for fun because I love weightlifting. And I love the process of like, I'm going to train for, 6 weeks to get in shape for this competition. And it was kind of like also a mental process of self-care in a way of like, I'm going to get in shape and have a goal. And I think that helps with everything in life because you have to prepare to make a movie.
Right.
Kind of the same way you have to prepare to do anything that's well done.
Right.
Well,
that's why I was bringing it up,
discipline.
Right.
Yeah, discipline.
Yeah.
Do you have discipline? Because if you don't have discipline to diet, maybe you don't have discipline to do other things.
Right.
Like, I'm not saying everybody's different. I'm not saying that people who can't diet can't do other things. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that, like, I am somebody who likes to plan things. And if I'm doing a bodybuilding show, I'm going to do all the steps necessary so I can look good. If I'm going to do a movie, I'm going to do all the steps so that it's going to work. It's going to be okay. If I'm going to write a screenplay, I'm going to really try to write the story, go back and analyze, ask for feedback. A Halloween Feast was so long, but not because I wanted to do this film a long time ago. I just didn't have resources.
Right.
And I'm glad I didn't do it in 2011, which was the first time that I was just like, I'm going to make this movie, because I evolved and the screenplay evolved over almost 15 years. So I guess you got to believe in some timing in life, and preparation. And being here for this long allowed me to meet certain people who allowed me to do certain things. And some people who invested in the movie, some people who helped in other areas. And I think you can apply discipline to everything, Yeah.
100%. 100%.
All right. So I gotta ask.
Did he just freeze?
Yeah, he's frozen.
Yeah.
Do you have some a blow dryer?
Yeah.
Hot water.
So
he'll come back eventually.
Yeah, just to give our listeners a little bit of what's going on. We're in the Boston area, and right now we're getting a hell of a windstorm up here.
Wow,
60,
okay.
70 mile an hour winds,
Mhm.
heavy torrential rains all day. But yeah, it's New England. What do you fucking what do you want? You know,
And the
it's the
thing
way
is,
it goes.
I miss East Coast. I miss all that. I was in New York for about 4 to 5 years before moving to Los Angeles.
Right.
And even though I love Los Angeles, I have to say I miss the occasional snowstorms. I miss the I miss the crazy weather a little bit,
Right.
even though it disrupts your life. Yeah, I was there. Do you remember Hurricane Isabel in 2007?
Yep.
Okay, so I was in Virginia Beach.
Ooh.
Okay, that's where he made landfall.
Oh yeah.
Because I was there to see a girl. I mean, this was 2003. Okay, so this is like 21 years ago. I knew this Polish girl. I was really into her, and she was in Williamsburg. So I took a bus to Virginia to see her, and I had to evacuate because of the hurricane, man. Like I was in Virginia Beach just the day before it made landfall.
Wow.
So, it was crazy. Yeah.
Well, I mean, East Coast has that type of stuff. I mean, you're in California. You guys have wildfires and fucking earthquakes.
Oh, it's happening right now. I mean, we have right now a real bad fire in Malibu. Like,
oof.
I just heard that Dick Van Dyke and Cher had to evacuate their homes because, a lot of that area near Pepperdine, Malibu, is a lot of successful, wealthy people live there.
Yeah.
And, they must have insurance. So,
I hope so.
So,
if not, well,
yeah,
there's a movie for you.
Oh yeah. And earthquakes. I mean, we have earthquakes all the time. I wasn't here when the really bad one happened, which was 94.
Right.
That was the real bad one. So I felt it. I feel it every year, some earthquakes, but we never had anything significant. It's just kind of no big deal.
Right. So as an actor, you have over 60 acting credits. And you've been in a few things that I've watched, like Don't Mess with the Zohan, where you played an Israeli soldier, The Hangover, 1,000 Ways to Die. But out of all those acting credentials that you have, what are some of the most memorable moments that you've had?
Okay, I'm gonna say some of my most memorable moments. Okay, I'm gonna talk about the bigger movies that people know about. The movie about the National Lampoon, which is what's the name of that movie again? That was just really cool. It's called oh man, it just escaped my head. David Wayne directed it. You see, I'm even looking because I'm just like my mind is just going.
Well, that's
crazy.
okay.
Okay, so yeah, it's called A Futile and Stupid Gesture, and I'm gonna say that was kind of more recent. It was maybe 5 years ago, and I was on set. I played Rick Meyerowitz, who was one of the people who used to draw the cartoons for the National Lampoon magazine.
Yep.
And I was on set with Will Forte and some other guys for about 5 days.
Wow.
And it was just cool because it was the first time in my life that I'm actually working for like a bigger movie. I had a small little part, but just to be there and at a level of a Netflix movie, which is a multi-million-dollar movie, and just being there just with real down-to-earth people. Also, Domhnall Gleeson was really great. We had a premiere in Sundance the next year, and I went. The director says, "Come over," and I just remember being at this crazy party in Sundance, and I see Domhnall Gleeson and his brother, and you're like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, "Oh my god!" So I just love that. I feel like it's great because it's no different than a small movie. It's just
right.
that you have a lot more structure, in a way. So that's kind of a highlight for me to being there on that set with those people who are extremely successful. And we aim, we all want to evolve in our careers.
Right.
And
right.
I don't know where my movie, A Halloween Feast, would take me, but you just have to keep going and hoping that things will keep happening, and eventually you get a better gig as an actor, and your name comes out more. It's just a big advertisement. We need that, as artists.
Oh yeah.
It's so hard to be an artist, Ben, because when you're an artist and you don't have like family money or connections, or like an uncle who is a director or producer, or when you don't have those connections, it's pardon my English, fucking hard.
Oh yeah, no, it is.
And for me, that was the deal. In 2022 is when I have a side career in Brazil still, and I did a movie called Tough Cowgirls, which is a racing movie, very big movie, and I played the villain, the main guy. And that was a fucking blast. I'm telling you right now. We were shooting for 6 weeks in Brazil. Wow. Big production. I had this amazing role. And everybody was telling me, Gil, this is going to like elevate you, and you're going to get a lot of work. It's going to be amazing. So there was this huge expectation, and went to the premiere in Brazil, brought my wife. We had red carpets and events and things like that. And then what happens is you can't predict like success or failure, or I came back to the US and I felt like it was great, but it didn't take me from point A to point B how I wanted. And that was, for me, a kick in my butt to make my own movie.
Right.
Not that I know that my movie will be successful. I don't know. But I came back and I was just like, I have to make my movie. I don't know. I just had this strong desire. And that's when I started to plan everything at the end of 2022. And we shot in 2023. And Jeff, you're back.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can. How was it? Your experience?
Were you abducted by aliens?
Yeah, this lady came over and asked me if I was one of the local DILFs.
Oh. What are you talking about?
I was going to bring that movie up, but I decided I wouldn't.
How was that for a segue?
That was a good one.
Amazing.
So
Jeff, just let you know, you were asking a question, and now I can't wait. I'm just dying to know what question you have.
He forgot what it was already.
He forgot. Okay, Ben, go back to you, Ben. Okay, think about it.
No, because I was just getting ready to bring up the DILF Diaries.
Oh God, yes. Okay.
Okay. And you actually played DILF.
I did. You know what DILF means? Say it very loud.
You do understand what that means, right?
Yeah, just say it very loud.
You know what that
to the
means.
audience. I do. Yeah.
So it's kind of like
you became a dad. You became a dad. I'd like to fuck. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, should I leave now and leave you two alone? I mean, would you like me to exit screen for a little while for you?
We're having a great time. I mean, but you can join. I mean, we can do a three-way talk.
If I film it, I get 50%.
That's right. Hey. See, there you go. OnlyFans.
You know what I mean?
Okay, I'm going to give you a very.
I don't know if I'm running
response.
sketchy, but my power is all screwed up down here.
Oh, it's all right. It's all right. So I'm going to give you a very frank response to the DILF Diaries. And my response to that is, like, I've been more careful lately as what I do. Because I feel like for a long time, as an artist, and you're not getting the jobs you want, a lot of the times you just want to do everything. And you just go like, yes. How much does it pay? Okay. If it doesn't pay and it's fun, you just say, it's fun. I was just going to do it. And I don't regret doing it, but there's nothing crazy about it because they had an idea to do something much bigger. In the end, what happens is most, low budget projects fail, unfortunately.
Right.
And this is one of them that they had great plans for it. And then it didn't work out in the end. So we did like one episode and then the thing just unfortunately died. So there's no DILF fun scenes that I could show you guys, unfortunately, because we never shot those.
You know, well, my whole perspective of you has changed because you've gone from playing DILF to BDSM. I mean,
yep. Hey, listen. All I can say is the older I get more open-minded. You know, I just kind of go like, well, why not? You know.
Okay. All right.
Let me tell you something funny.
Hide all the gerbils. Hide all the gerbils.
I'll show you. They're right there. You know, Richard Gere gave me some pointers on that. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. Okay.
Oh,
Just kidding.
man.
Oh boy. No, but on the Halloween feast, my wife was the BDSM coordinator.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. She has some knowledge about that. So I was just like, honey, you want to do this? She's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. Because okay, so the actor who played the psychiatrist, Lou D'Amato, who is he Lou and myself, we own the company that made the film. So we are the producers of the movie. We have a company called Bright Night Entertainment. I've had it for a long time, over 15 years. And this is our first film, a feature film, even. So Lou is my partner in business, and he's a great actor. And we always said that our company was a company that, you know, by actors for actors. So we are very much into trying to improve, because we're actors. We can't just be the corporate people. We are artists.
Right.
But then, you know, when Lou was getting ready to be the psychiatrist, he was very afraid of the BDSM. Very afraid. You know, and to mess with him, I would send him some pictures, you know, some crazy hardcore pictures, and he would just like freak out. It was really fun. It was really fun.
Yeah, I was thinking about this for a scene.
Yeah, Lou, what do you think about this? Yeah, we'll you know, we'll get some hooks like on your skin. And
It will only hurt
about
for
that.
a minute.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
You'll
you'll wear this, right? You'll wear this.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, I bought these things off of Amazon. This GIMP mask, you know, this leather mask, and I mean, I was having a blast, you know, because you know he's also married and he's, you know, he's not into that at all. So it was just fantastic to mess with him. But in you know, they all like my wife a lot, so he really likes my wife. So having my wife as the one coordinating, I think he kept him more calm, at ease with the scenes.
Yeah.
So yeah, she did that, you know, and
meanwhile he's at home going, this is how Gil's gonna get rid of me.
By the way, also my wife built the coffin. There is a coffin in my movie, Ben. Yep. There's actually a sex scene in the coffin.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
So for the audience out there, yes, there is a sex scene in a coffin. My wife built the coffin, and the coffin shakes because they're, you know, having very rough sex. Guess how it was shaking? What made it shake? Do you guys know? I was under it.
You were under it?
I was under, the coffin has wheels. I was under it, shaking the coffin.
Okay.
So yeah, there you go.
So you were aiding and abetting in the sex.
I told my assistant director, watch the monitor, okay, make sure it's good. I'm gonna be under the fucking coffin, shaking it to make the scene more exciting. So when you see that again, Jeff, and when you see that for the first time, Ben, and you see the coffin sex scene, imagine that I am under it, going like this.
Well, good thing the fucking wheels held up.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. Yeah. This is low budget, man. Low budget filmmaking.
Wow. And I who was the actress that played her, the coffin chick there?
Dude, so okay, so Asia Lynn
She
Pitts,
was fantastic.
Yeah. Okay, Asia is the most talked about person in the movie. Everybody who watches the film, yes, I feel like we get a lot of good things about the cast. People love the cast. A Halloween Feast is really an ensemble cast, and generally people say it's very favorable. People love the cast, but Goth Girl, which is Asia Lynn Pitts, everybody loves Goth Girl, and she is this like she's into like magic and rituals, and she's a little bit like she dresses like a gothic person, and she's really serious about it, and
sexy
she
as
just
fuck.
sexy as fuck, and she's just like she doesn't give a fuck. She just she's the one. Yeah,
right. And she wanted a virgin.
Yeah. She wanted a virgin for a ritual on October 31st, which is Halloween.
Yes. Right.
Yes. And she's phenomenal, and I can only wish that people see the movie and maybe want to give her some opportunities, because she shines in the movie so much. And and also the way she's dressed. I mean, I have to give that to our costume designer. We had some great costumes for her. A lot of it came from my wife. It came from her. We were trying to see what works. The makeup artist did this crazy makeup for her, like a vampire, and she just shines in the movie. And I'm very proud. Yeah.
Right.
Goth Girl, man.
Yeah. So to all our viewers, if you were here at the beginning of the show, we played the trailer. You would have seen Goth Girl. But I mean, I still have the trailer. I can cue it up a second time if you want for the late bloomers.
That's right. Let's do it.
Run it again.
All right. So here we're going to run the trailer again for A Halloween Feast.
Oh yeah.
Life has been nuts lately. My mom's been so freaky.
Your mother's coming back home.
Like, for good?
Is my mom well enough to be at home?
Absolutely.
I'm aware of the fact that sometimes I act strangely.
In all my years, I've never seen a case like this.
I'm sorry that I cut your finger off.
Wow, and I thought my family was dysfunctional.
Yeah.
She's doing amazing. Her progress is great.
You have to welcome death. There's no new beginning without an ending.
You can't just go around killing people.
I'm starving.
Me and the
Dinosaur.
Boney.
His name is Boney.
Yes.
Recklessness, risk, manipulation. You two will have sex.
Not yet.
Halloween is coming. I shall prepare a glorious feast.
It sounded like a chainsaw. There's probably something wrong with the blender. Are you insane?
You are a psychotic whore!
Whoa. All right. Well, Goth Girl shines there, right?
Right. Oh,
she's
Jesus.
great. She's great. And you see the coffin a little bit, right? I mean,
yeah.
The coffin is beautiful. I mean, and my wife didn't build it. She builds things. I mean, she's an artist. She does woodworking and welding, and so she builds things, furniture and art and all kinds of things. Very talented. And nice. She built the coffin actually 10 years before the movie. So it wasn't for the movie. It was just that it was very convenient that we actually had a coffin we could use, a real great looking coffin for the movie. So very handy. Yeah. Amazing. Very happy about that.
Wow.
So like I said,
go
ahead.
For everybody, you gotta watch this movie. You have to see this flick. Let's make this thing go viral.
And that's where I was going with it. So make sure you check the show notes up above or down below, depending on where you're watching or listening to us, because all the links are there. There's no excuse. There is no fucking excuse.
And just be aware that it's an 18+ movie, so don't bring the kids in.
Well, it's like our show.
Put the kids to bed. Yeah, there you go. And turn up the volume. I think the sound design and the score, I'm really happy with it. So the movie sounds great. So I like to just like blast it. We actually had 2 showings in major festivals. We premiered the movie in Brazil it's called Fantaspoa, which is one of the most important fantastic film festivals of Latin America. Wow. In April of this year. And then we had a Mexico City premiere at Macabro, which is even bigger. And so I was in Mexico City in August for that. And the reactions of the audience is just great because the movie's fucked. So people it's fun because people really, really go like, oh my God, they're very vocal about what they see on screen. It's just insane. Yeah, we have sex scenes, we have crazy practical effects, blood squirting, blood and sex at the same time in some occasions, and and rituals and voodoo and
there was a lot going on.
A lot going on. Yeah.
So,
yes.
I did want to ask you,
sure,
if I'm correct on this. Weren't you just recently at a premiere for Our Crossroads?
I was there last Wednesday.
Okay.
Yep. And it's
what's Our Crossroads about? What is that?
Okay. You will be surprised to learn that it's a Christian movie. And I'll tell you the reason why I was there. So the reason is because my editor, who edited A Halloween Feast, at the same time that he was editing A Halloween Feast, he was editing this movie. So it was hilarious because he would tell me, oh man, I'm editing like all this crazy like devil shit, like blood and gore and sex. And then he goes into a movie that's into, God and Jesus. So he would go back and forth between the 2 movies. So he calls me up last week and he says, hey man, we're having this premiere. Would you like to come? And I said, yeah, hell yeah, bring me in. So that's why I was there. And
okay, nice.
I would say it's a complete opposite of Halloween Feast.
Yeah.
Like it's a beautiful story about prayer and God.
Is he in therapy now, or?
I think no. My editor, he's good. He's good.
He's good. Okay.
He's just very, very. He can do everything. So he can edit that and edit the crazy shit. So I think it's kind of obvious what was more fun. So
yeah. So we only have a few minutes left with Gil this evening, folks. So like I said, make sure you check the show notes up above or down below. But what's coming down the pipe for you? Anything?
Yes, I'm going to say 2 things. First of all, please, folks, see the movie. And if you see it, I like honest reviews. And I'm saying don't go on, give us 10s. No horror film is ever a 10, okay? Really, honestly. But go on IMDb, go on Letterboxd, and give us an honest rating. And an honest rating is anything above 5, right? And write a few things about the movie. What do you think about the movie? I actually like even bad reviews if they're well written. I'm into that.
Constructive criticism, yes.
Yeah, and it's not something that I take negatively. I think people have different tastes, and I know this is a movie that's not for everyone. But if you like the movie, I would say go write something. Give us a rating. Jeff, if you can go on Letterboxd, IMDb, give us a rating. I welcome that. And what's next is I just finished writing it's a murder mystery. And it's a murder mystery called Murder in the Dalles. Dalles is a town, Dalles, which is in Oregon. And basically it's a classic murder mystery with a crazy twist in the end, because you know me now, Jeff, I need to have a crazy twist in the end. So it follows a pretty standard murder mystery, except that the ending is completely bananas. And I just finished it, and now I'm kind of ready to move on. And this is one I want to direct as well, because I'm very particular about how I want it to look. So it's the early stages of, I guess, trying to figure out how I'm going to make this movie. So I don't have yet a timeline, but I'm hoping that I'll be able to let you guys maybe know what's happening. And I want to shoot on the East Coast. So maybe if you guys are around, maybe New Jersey or Connecticut or so.
Oh, we'll be there.
Yeah. So I can
real close.
We can talk about it when it comes closer to.
Yeah. I'm down for pretty much anything except BDSM.
Oh, you should try. Come on, man.
Listen, dude. I'm gonna say this again, like I always say. If you get into that BDSM shit when we're on tour, you get your own fucking hotel room. That's it.
Good stuff.
How am I gonna practice?
Not my problem.
Well, you can watch my movie and get ideas, Yeah.
Now I know why you have a brick
I'm
wall
thinking that
behind
maybe Jeff is like a little converted. He saw the movie and he's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
This is cool.
Hey,
yeah, great.
Yeah.
Fucking wonderful.
Well, I do own whips.
There you go.
Whips, so
you got some cattle, some horses.
Yeah. No.
No. Okay. I don't know.
Nope.
You have a big yard and you have some pets and no. Okay. Yeah, my new movie will have goats. Just letting you know.
No, I think actually one of the whips. Jeff and I have known each other for 37 plus years.
Cool.
He met me when I was 14 years old.
Love
he was in his early 20s, owned a construction business. So I went to work for him and his family, and me and one of the other gentlemen decided to buy him a whip because we used to call him Master Homan.
Love it.
Because he was a prick. He was a real prick to work for, but in a good way, because it instilled work ethic in you got to do it the right way.
That's right.
So we bought him a whip. So that's why he has one of them. But
wonderful. Good to know.
The other ones I don't want to fucking know about.
Okay. You can add some handcuffs
I don't
collection.
keep them in my bedroom, so.
Okay. Basement.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, is it the dungeon?
No.
I mean,
no.
Good
No,
stuff, guys.
I actually have a cat room that is full of everything Black Panthers.
Okay.
Statues and posters and you name it. I even have one that's 7.5 feet long, made out of fiberglass.
Fantastic. Wow. Very, very cool. Yep.
So
that could be used in films, actually.
See, there you go.
Plug.
Yeah.
Plug.
We're all plugging here, man.
Right.
So, all right. So,
last
I'll
question.
ask my final questions. Gil,
I'm ready. Yes.
You're ready?
I'm ready.
Are you a cat guy or are you a dog guy?
I don't have any pets because I travel too much, but I love both to death. I mean, I have a lot of friends with dogs and cats, and I'm on the ground, like just rubbing them, and just like I love cats and dogs. I'm gonna say pretty equally at this point.
Okay.
I love other animals too. I grew up with pet spiders, and my dad was a scientist, into biology professor, so we had snakes, we had all kinds of animals, and so I'm kind of like an animal lover, even though the movie is a little distressing with animals. No animals were harmed in the making of the movie. Very clear to say that.
Right.
I'm an animal lover, big time. Horses, I can just go. I just love them. Yeah. Crocodiles.
Right, cool.
Yeah. Rhinos.
What do you put on your pizza?
Oh man! Every Friday, me and my wife, we have a tradition of having a pizza, and we put as much cheese you could possibly imagine. I'm gonna say, you go to a pizzeria, you have a 4 cheese. Out here, we're talking about like a 5 to 8 cheese pizza, and also we love garlic. So I think it goes like so much. I just press garlic on top and I spread it all over. Very garlicky. And I love Kalamata olives. So I'm going to say that my pizza is a combination of garlic, thin thin crust, garlic, a lot of garlic, a lot of black olives, and as much cheese as I can have. A mixture of cheese, Munster and mozzarella and Toscano, and I just go like, it's like thick. It's a thick pizza. Yeah.
So
Friday.
You have a little crust. Go ahead.
Say it again.
Yeah. So, have you ever tried a shrimp scampi pizza?
I don't know, but I will make a note for the future. Not sure. Maybe not.
Because you like garlic.
I do like garlic. Yeah. Yeah. So I'll probably like it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff.
All right.
All right, guys.
You feel better now? You good? You happy?
I'm very happy.
Yeah.
Are you happy,
yeah,
Jeff?
I'm good. I'm always happy.
So with that, folks, Gil, where do you like interacting with your fans on the social medias?
Okay, go on at Guile Branco, which is Guile Branco, Branco. That's my Instagram. I think that's the main place for social media. And yeah, go watch the film, man. Go to Tubi. It's free, and watch A Halloween Feast and enjoy the ride.
Very good.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, folks, all those digits are in the show notes up above or down below, depending on where you're watching or listening to us. All right, Jeffrey.
So I want to thank Gil for coming out and joining us, and for producing and writing a fantastic film. I enjoyed the shit out of that. As far as us, just go to stilltoken.com or Token with the Dead on Facebook. If you Google us, you'll find all kinds of shit. Just click on something. Might be interesting.
Right.
Good stuff.
So again, like Jeff said, we want to thank Gil for coming out and hanging out, promoting a Halloween feast.
Thank you.
In association with Breaking Glass Pictures. And he's doing amazing things, folks. So make sure you follow him. And like Jeff said, if you want to know anything about us, from the novels to the comic book series to the TV series to the animation, which is now streaming on Red Coral, just go to stilltoken.com. It's pretty simple. All
right.
To all our veterans and first responders, we want to thank you for doing what you do, so people like us can come up here and do what we do. Stay safe. We'll see you next week. We're out of here.
Peace.
Step it off, bring it down.